Hi there. My name is Travis Dimmitt, and this is 61633 Curriculum Design. I am very excited to teach this class, but a couple things. One is I didn't know I was going to teach the class till a couple weeks ago, so I have not had a chance to go through with like a fine-tooth comb all the modules yet. You guys are Alt-Cert folks, and so the course was designed for originally our like we call it our master's in education administration program. So some of the language is geared toward that, and I'm trying to clean that up, but I haven't been through all the modules yet. So for that reason, I'm going to open up the first module this week, and then hopefully as soon as next week I'll just open all the rest of the modules up, and that way you guys can kind of work ahead if you want to, but you don't have to. Everything's got a due date. There's a couple of assignments in here that that are introduced early with the idea that they're turned in the last week of class. So be mindful of that, and then I'll try to have all those due dates and things outlined pretty well for you. So that's one thing, is that I haven't gone through it yet. It's kind of geared for the administrative program. You guys are Alt-Cert folks. The second thing is I was an Alt-Cert person when I first got into education, so I'm really excited to kind of get back into the program and get to know you guys a little bit better, and what your placements are, and how you've been doing, and all that stuff. I came as an Alt-Cert person, let me think here, my first year in a classroom was 2001, so it's been a little bit of time ago, and I'm sure the program has changed just a little bit since then. But for me, when I did it, I had to go out and find my gig, and they would hire me, and then we did 2 weeks in the summer, kind of face to face, as like a boot camp. They dropped me into my classroom, and then I came back for face to face classes on Wednesdays during the school year, and then I did summer classes for a couple of years. So I'm assuming that this part for you is that summer class. Obviously, it's not face to face; it's an online component. But I think maybe in that way, the programs are similar. So really excited to be part of your journey. Like really excited, really happy to give something back to a program that's given me so much of my life, and just excited to get to know you guys a little bit over these next few weeks. Let me think here. What did I say? I said. Let me reiterate this. So that the course is designed for part of the administrative program, and I didn't know that I was going to teach Alt-Cert folks until about 2 weeks ago. So some of the language in the modules might be geared toward the administrative portion of it, and some of the assignments. Then, and I'm trying to go through and see what's in there, and what's not. You might read some of the language in the assignments and go, I don't think this is applicable to me, and you're probably right. So if that's the case, if I've missed it, just let me know, and we'll figure it out in such a way that either we'll modify it, or if if it doesn't have any applicability at all, we'll eliminate it. But so just kind of, I want this to be an informal process in that way, so that we can just go through, and if you see something that you think is off, it probably is, and just let me know, and we'll fix it. The course is laid out in 7 modules. It's over 7 weeks. As I said, I'll do my best I'm going to open the first module the first day of class, obviously, and then I'll try to get those other modules open by week 2. So just for kicks, I'll do the introduce yourself portion of this of the module that's called Introduce Yourself. The first question is, who are you? And I did already introduce myself, but again, I'm Travis Dimmitt. I work here in the School of Education. This is the end of year 5 for me as a full-time faculty member. But before that, I was a campus minister for 4 years. Before that, I was a middle school and high school principal for several years. Before that, I was an educational consultant and worked on such things for the Regional Professional Development Center. So I was a positive behavior supports consultant. I was also what's called a STAR teacher, which stands for, what does that stand for? Select Teacher as Regional Resource. So I was one of about 20 teachers in Missouri that were selected to go out and just teach other teachers the ins and outs of teaching, including curriculum design. So another reason I'm excited for this class. But I got my start as an alternatively certified teacher in a little school district called Northeast Nottoway. I taught history, and I moved from there to North Nottoway, and also taught history, social studies to high school and junior high kids. Did that for a long time, and I really liked it. and I hope that you're having as much fun in your teaching jobs as I had in mine. It's hard. I can remember that first year of teaching. It was sometimes soul crushing, but it was also soul fulfilling. So I hope that you've experienced the fulfillingness of it, and maybe less of the soul crushingness of it, but it's definitely there. The second question, what do you like to do for fun? Well, I like to read, I play guitar, I sing, I play with my kids. I'm married and have 3 children. And a lot of what we do for fun is kind of taken up, of course, in their activities these days. Why did I choose education? Well, I kind of mentioned part of my story. It's almost like it kind of chose me in a way. I didn't go through college with the intent to be a teacher, and yet, lo and behold, almost 25 years later, here we are. So, my current position. I am an assistant professor of education in the School of Education at Northwest Missouri State University. Have been here this is the end of year 5, I think I said that. What did you do before you chose education? I actually have a degree in journalism and history, and so my goal was to actually either be part of the public relations arm of what's called the Amana Society up in Iowa, which is kind of where I'm originally from, or I wanted to write for magazines and newspapers. And I did that actually for a little bit of time, just for some local publications, and it wasn't, I didn't mind it, but it wasn't necessarily what I felt my calling was, especially once I found, education. I realized, as I started to sub and things like that, that was definitely what I wanted to do. My ultimate goals as an educator, well, I've said for a long time that I wanted to teach at the college level, and here I am. I think ultimately what I'll say is that for this particular class, my goals are to continue to help you foster your love for education, while also giving you more of an in-depth background in like the nuts and bolts of it, and curriculum design are part of those nuts and bolts. And if you become good at curriculum design, then by extension you'll become better at pedagogy, and then by extension you'll become better at classroom management. And there's just a lot of things that are connected to this basic building block. So curriculum design is you say it's kind of boring, or it doesn't come off as the most glittery thing in the world of education, and yet it's foundational. It's kind of a building block. And the more you know about it, the better off that you'll be, the better off your kids will be, the more smoothly run your classroom will be. There's a lot of things that are connected within that framework. So very excited to help you get more of a knowledge base in that. Excited again to get to know you all. This has drug on for a lot longer than I thought it would as far as this video, so I'm going to wrap it up. But again, Travis Dimmitt can be reached at Dimmitt, D-I-M-M-I-T-T, at nwmissouri.edu, or you can always text me, 660-254-4424. Very excited to work with you, excited to get to know you better, and excited to help you meander your way through the idea of curriculum design. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.